defining thrifting? The action of buying secondhand goods. We're using it as an action word. But I also think thrift culture, though, is kind of, I think, can be a mix of many reasons why people want to thrift. It started out because people didn't have a lot of money and they wanted to get decent things for an affordable price. So we are Mamersass Reinvented Fashions, and we rescue and reinvent unwanted textiles and vintage clothing. Well, when I was a kid, they called me Mamer, and it was just a family nickname. I was Mamie, Jamie, Mamie, Mamer, Mamersass. So when I started out, I actually started doing jewelry, repurposed jewelry, and when I was trying to come up with the name, that just was like, okay, maybe Mamersass. So then when we joined up, I was like, all right, well, would you want to change the name? He's like, no. But going back, I'm originally from Maryland, and I grew up on a little town on the Eastern Shore, and my dream was to always be a fashion designer and move to the city. So I kind of that was always something I wanted to do. So I studied apparel design at Radford University, and then I moved to New York after I graduated.
Well, my passion for fashion started back when I was a kid. My dad, he was like one of the first black national sales rep for Reebok. So he took me to all the trade shows, the magic shows that were out in California, Vegas area, and went to all like the department stores. So at a young age, I definitely loved like vintage and like stuff like his own personal collection from like back in like the 60s, 70s. And then also just traveling with him and going to all the different department stores across the East Coast definitely sparked the interest. That's kind of how I got I was born into it.
Well, I started the brand in 2012 doing just upcycled jewelry. 2013, I met you, and we combined our talents and then opened our store on Chincoteague in 2014. A few years in, about what, 3 years in, we bought the bus.
About 2-3 years in, we bought the bus, and a lot of, it's a tourist-based destination island. It's not on the way to anything, so a lot of customers were coming from all over, from like California, Richmond, DC, New York, and they were always like, you know, like, you guys are really in the middle of nowhere, like you guys need to come to us.
I wanted to buy the bus because it allowed us to be able to go away when our business was seasonal. We could then go away the rest of the year and still be able to target our customers. And then so every time we would come to Richmond, to VCU, it was great. And we always had so much support. People were really excited. And so every time we would leave, you know, we'd be here for just a few days and then go back or go to Virginia Tech or wherever, and we'd be like, maybe we should be in Richmond.
With round two, their name is, you know, a second chance pretty much at clothing and shoes. You know, come bring it here, you know, if you want to really get rid of it and get, you know, the right amount of cash for it that you deserve. And this way, you know, someone will make use of the item that you're, you know, either done with or don't want to wear, or they're just collecting dust. So this gives it another second go for someone else to enjoy the item that you aren't maybe anymore. Round two, established 2013 by the three owners, Sean, Chris, and Luke. They, you know, met through the grapevines of each other, whether they knew a friend of a friend, and then, you know, they came down to Richmond all on their own, and just, you know, one thing led to another. You know, they like the same things, you know, old stuff, you know, memorabilia, nostalgia, all of that, and just we're like, I think we can make something out of this. They got the city of Richmond on their back. They good little following. posting through Instagram all day, every day, you know, treating the customers right, the people right, giving back to the community, and you know, till this day, you know, we're still blessed to have the customer base that still come here, still enjoy us. You know, they've come and gone. I think me and the fellows right here are holding it down. So, I mean, I'm enjoying every day of this. So, I love it here. Me personally, started a while back. I used to go to community college down the street, and then I did go to VCU. A lot in the meantime, you know, after my studies or even before, I did a lot of thrifting. When I quit my old job, I did it for a minute, 6 days a week. You know, just going hard. You know, just flipping stuff, coming to the shop. You know, at least twice a week, and seeing the homies that I see now every day. Yeah, just finding unique stuff in the thrifts and then shopping here. It's a good little mixture of stuff that you don't see at the mall, so it's very unique. I got the job here early 2016, so I've been here about 3.5 years. I love it. I did go to VCU, 10 classes away from graduating. Just, you know, 5 classes and I'm being 3, 2, 1, then 0, and you know, I just could never enjoy myself. You know, like everybody else was in the class, they were just so excited to be there, and I was like, I'm really not excited to be here. And I knew I was excited to be in the shop, you know, doing what I love.
Kind of though, the way we broke up the shop was then each brand could do whatever they wanted in their own space, but then it still needed to feel cohesive. And so I think that's kind of like was my role, was like, all right, well, if we could put, you know, I mean, Derek and I obviously work together on everything, but like, you know, if we could put certain, you know, brands in certain places, like how would it flow? And, you know, having like the plants against the wall, like that was like a good idea. And I mean, everyone has kind of like contributed to their space. But like, it's, like I said, kind of an evolution because it's just ever changing. I kind of think the name, like Reunion, is kind of a sense of like all these different people from different places, but it's like a family reunion.
But as far as thrifting, that's Mamersass thing. Like, they got the connects on like just vintage and repurposing clothes, and I'm a designer, so bringing my ideas with their talent is perfect. Fits right. Being that my brand was like new generation and a streetwear, at that, the collaborations only felt right with just different aspects and different things to make my brand branch out in different avenues. We did from jean jackets to bomber jackets to college jackets, but our next project going to be pants. It's going to be crazy. We got a lot of things that I got to keep secret though.
So definitely Sean, of all 3 of the owners, is huge into, you know, 80s and 90s nostalgia. Just, yeah, a lot of Space Jam, a lot of Michael Jordan, and, you know, in contrast, we sell a lot of Air Jordans, so it kind of makes it go hand in hand. Very cool aesthetic, you know. If you see something different, we have that Jordan memorabilia wall. I see something new every day. It's just very cool, like what they did back then compared to now.
I walked in, the atmosphere, it was pretty nice. This was back when they was about a few blocks down, their first spot, and it was real nice. There was a lot of people in there, and that was surprising because it was, what, 9 o'clock on a Saturday? I know this back when Sean and Chris were actually in the shop, and I walked in, I'm just looking around, I'm like, okay, first time like I've been in the actual shoe store, now that I'm actually into shoes. And then I seen some metallic 5s, and I tried them on. They fit great, they look great, and it was like maybe $90 or like $100. Like, okay, I gotta get these right now. Yeah. So I talked my mom into buying them for me, and so that was my first experience with them. After that, it was really a routine, maybe week after week after week. Me going around too, getting different jerseys, different hoodies, just depending on what I was seeing that day. I think I might buy these right now. Yeah, I had to walk out with them.
The thought, or in us carrying out the ability to open these new stores, especially our New York one. New York rent is not cheap. It is where the big boys play. So for us to make it out there in Los Angeles too, that's crazy. To compete with the big stores like Flight Club and Riff and stuff like that. So that we were able to come out of little Richmond, Virginia, and do it like that. I think I'm at my peak, and I'm performing the best of my ability. A lot of obstacles come in the way, but I just would like to stay here as long as I can, and be happy. My time will be up soon, so who knows when that will be.
Having the store here has kind of put us in like the big leagues, I feel like, where we were doing all these things prior and we've been working so hard, but like our customer, we only could get to see them like one time if they came on vacation, one time at the music festival. Now we're getting to build these relationships with customers that are coming in.
Keeping up with the demand, being like a small business, we don't have our own manufacturing. So with that, it presents a lot of challenges because we're only 2 people, so we're only able to like bang out X amount of things, and we don't want to charge like crazy prices for stuff.
So now we're looking like we need to really assemble a team. I need to hire not just a person to work the front. I need a team, which is actually so amazing that VCU is right here. So we're actually utilizing fashion design and merchandising interns, which I hope will then maybe we could then get some hire some designers. I feel like we make a good team, and I think that's an important thing.
But it's also a challenge.
Yeah. Oh, look now. Of course it is. It's never gonna be just easy.
But yeah.